up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, episode 4, day 4 recap. I watched it last night. It was probably after 12, and so here are my notes. I took the best notes that I could. The episode was cute. All the episodes have been cute so far, so I don't have any complaints or anything like that, because it's just very lighthearted. I love it. I just want them to continue to do this for at least until they use up all the girls, right? And see how I think it's just a great idea. I love it. And we've been saying that, literally, we have been saying a real world situation, like a Real Housewives, but like a real world situation, and put 7 strangers in a house, right? And it's 7 of them in a house. We've been asking for that. I think, and I was trying to find tweets of saying I think they should put random housewives in a house. I couldn't find. I don't know how I worded it, because I feel like I've said that before. I know a lot of us have said that we want to see the housewives come together, like an all-star, like a real world road rules challenge or something like that. And I think it would be so cute to do that with the housewives. It's really, really cute. Anyways, so they were having conversations. They wake up, they start off every morning having breakfast, of course, and they're eating, and Teresa wants to go work out, but they're trying to hurry up and eat because they need to go somewhere. I forgot where they said it was going, but they were all sitting at the table, and they were talking about their experiences, with the housewives, and things being mentioned on camera and showing stuff on camera, and how it's damn, like when Bethany showed. It's not funny because Luann was devastated. She wasn't devastated enough for me, because she ended up marrying him still and losing her title. I'm like Ramona. I want to get up and walk away too. Let me make sure this shit is on, child. Yeah. I want to get up and walk away too when she starts talking about Tom, because you really it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like you lost your title for some community dick, girl. I don't know if you could ever live that down. There's no way at your big ass age, though. That's it. And the fact that Tom was the literal bachelor of the upper west side. Where they at? Upper east side? Wherever they are, honey. He was the damn whore of the town. And then Luann wants to go, and you want to make a whore into a house husband. Child, please. Anyways, so they talked about that, and they talked about Jackie and Teresa when Teresa and Jackie they showed the clip when they were talking about when Teresa got in trouble, and Jackie was just gossiping about Teresa, like she literally was, and it was a back and forth. It was a unequal friendship. Teresa was expecting a lot out of Jackie, and Jackie, after a while, she just got tired of it. She really got tired of it. Because Teresa Giudice is really, when it comes to you trying to back her up, she becomes really unreasonable about it. Like I said on the last review, she's really about that. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, you have to back me up. Don't say anything negative about me. Don't bring up shit on camera. If we're really friends, don't bring up shit on camera. So they talk about Kyle and how much she just loves Kenya. And then they talked about Nene. So they asked Cynthia about Nene and their friendship, what's going on with their friendship. And she was just like, first, she was like, I kind of really don't want to talk about it, but people keep asking me about it. And then she was like that she's okay with her and Nene not being friends. And let me just say this about this thing with her and Kenya. I don't know how the rest of the episodes are going, but a lot of people, I feel like they want Kenya to be the bad friend. And it's like, I'll get to it. I'm going to get to it. So they go on the buggy rides. It looked like it was going to be fun, but it doesn't seem like the women had as much fun as they could have had. It looks like because they were driving on like real streets and stuff. And of course, Kenya with her competitive ass, she got to be in the front. And Kyle's like, Kenya's being naughty. She's being naughty because she was going ahead of everybody. Nobody wanted to ride with her because she drives crazy. She was in the damn buggy by herself. Nobody want to be with her. So they get to their destination. They're all sitting around, and Luann has a game. She was like, okay, let's play this game. Everyone pull it out the hat, and I'm going to ask you a question about your experience on Housewives. So first question is Kyle. How has Housewives affected your relationship? I love that they had this little group. I wish they would do this more, because when you have, I think they probably do it at BravoCon, but just a little bit, but because they're all together at those moments. But like Kyle said at the end of the scene, she was like, this is like a housewife support group. I think they should do something like that for them. Like have like another type of show where they're like sitting around talking about, their how they dealt with things throughout the housewives, their time on the housewives. I think it would be cute, like another even different kind of show, and really call it like a housewives support group or whatever, because the questions were good and I love the insight, right? So Kyle says that has Housewives affected your relationships, and talked about how she wasn't afraid about being in the Housewives curse, because if you don't know that, a lot of housewives, they come on the show with their husbands and their marriages are already fucked up, and then we get to see the cracks in their relationship and therefore the breakdown of the relationship, and a lot of these women end up getting divorced. Like everybody on the New York Housewives, there are no wives on the New York Housewives. None. All of them are divorced, single, loving it. I love the dynamic. I really want them to bring Dorinda back. I don't even know why they got rid of Dorinda and brought Leah. I don't know if they were trying to like bring in a younger cast, but I'm okay with watching the older version of Sex in the City with these old ass middle-aged white women running through town fucking these young men and stuff like that. I love it. I love New York. I was really upset with Leah, and with the addition of Leah and Ebony. I really thought it fucked up the group. Even though Ramona is who she is, Luann is who she is, Sonia is who she is, they are who they are authentically in their friend group. So I don't have any problem with that. Like, we know who Ramona is. I don't As long as you're not practicing your bullshit on somebody else, we're good. You could be your little racist, conservative, whore ass self over there with the rest of the girls on New York. I love New York. I love New York. And I just hate that Leah and Ebony came in there and kind of just like, I don't know, it just messed up the vibe, because it was always just these middle-aged white women just having fun, arguing, drinking, getting white girl wasted, and just having a good time. And all of that other stuff, it just really fucked up New York. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it did. I feel like New York is diverse enough that you can actually have another cast in New York of a black friend group if you want, or a multicultural friend group if you want. The white girls, I feel like they should have left them alone. I feel like that, and not brought in either a younger white woman, and who is a performative ally, and then a black woman. No, I didn't like it at all. So that's my take on that. Um, Kyle just said a lot of the women, they are literally housewives who are dependent on their husbands. Remember when Shannon Bedore from OC got a divorce from her husband, his fine ass, and she didn't know she had to pay the water bill. Almost had her water bill cut off because she didn't know how. She had never paid. Like, that's the kind of housewife that's happening, where the bitch don't even know. Like, she's hopping out of Maseratis and somebody asks, what you do for a living? She's like, girl, what? I'm married. What you talking about? What? That's what Shannon Bedore was giving. But again, when they get into these relations, we could count how many women have been divorced after they got on the Housewives. I think the men don't like that the women now have a lot of attention, right? And so they feel a certain way, and it breaks down the relationships. They get more independent. They start, selling products and doing something that falls in line with their character on the show. And they end up being independent. And we've seen it. We've seen it over and over and over and over and over again throughout the years. So, um, thought my life was perfect. They talked about that. Teresa was like, I thought my life was perfect with Joe. I don't know. I think Teresa's playing a little bit because we've heard the way that Joe spoke to her, right? We've seen him, we've heard him in secret conversations when he was cheating on her, talking about, here comes my bitch ass wife. What did he say? Here comes my bitch wife. And then he called her, I think he called his wife a cunt too, but he was mic'd up on the phone with another broad. And Teresa's over there looking for him. She was like, I thought my life was perfect. I thought I was doing this and this and that. And then everything come crumbling down. I never thought I would get a divorce and all this stuff. Whatever was happening, because they asked Teresa, would she change anything? And she was like, you know what? No, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change a thing. She said, I think about that a lot, but I don't think I would change a thing because I wouldn't be right in this place that I am now. And I love my life right now. So I wouldn't change a thing. I was like, okay, Teresa. They asked Cynthia, what are the perks of being on the Housewives? And she says, meeting women that I would have never met before. It just gave her opportunity to meet different types of women who she could become friends with. And she loves that. I think they asked Ramona, how are the kids, how do they respond to the show? And she says that Avery was like wanting to be on the show herself, or wanted a show for herself or something. And was like, I really don't, they were like, they just want their moms to be moms. They don't want their moms to be fabulous coming downstairs looking fabulous. I don't think so. I think some kids like kind of probably like that. Like, it depends on like if are you neglecting them or whatever, it's a difference. Some kids be like, yes mom, come downstairs looking cute. When Melissa was getting ready for the pajama party and her daughter was like, Antonia, she was like, girl, this y'all over 40, this is some pajamas for me. Look at Antonia, she's what, 16 or 17 now. So yeah, so they talked about the kids. They asked Kenya, how was social media um affecting her. I don't know what she said. What's the worst? Keeping your sanity, trying to keep your sanity with all the people. Yeah, they talked about how some of them get kind of influenced by the viewers, and we've seen that happen. When you allow the viewers to motivate you to do things, Monique Samuels can probably attest to this, you end up on the wrong side of the screen. Did you end up on the wrong side of the camera when you start listening to us and how to behave and not be yourself and come in there yourself? You really fuck the shit up. Ask Monique Samuels. She could tell you how that works when you start moving for the viewers. Ask Portia Williams. She'll tell you how it works when you start moving for the viewers. Ask them. They're the perfect person for that question. So they're getting ready for their pajama party, and it's Melissa's pajama party. They have balloons, and Melissa had them all matching pajamas and like different variations of their little pajamas. I guess what was comfortable for them. That Luann and Ramona came out with jewelry on. Luann had a bikini top on with her pajama top open. Ramona came with her collar popped on her pajamas. Melissa had a short pajama set. They all look very cute. It's like a sky blue with pink, and it was very, very, very cute. So they had gift bags and everything like that. And um, Melissa goes to take Kenya her gift bag, and she knocks on the door. She's like, Queen, Queen, because Kenya has the master bedroom. She's like, Queen, Queen. So she comes in there, she gives her the thing, and then she tells Kenya's like, yes, I'm the queen, bow down to me. They just playing around and stuff. And then when she was leaving, Melissa goes, bye, I'm just a peasant, goodbye, and this and that. And then Kenya goes, you forgot to kiss the ring. And then Melissa goes, fuck your ring, bitch. Oh, they're having such a good time. I love that Melissa and Kenya are getting along. I love that Kyle and Kenya are getting along. We love it. So they were talking about how Ramona doesn't like to talk about sex. So we were talking about that. And then even Teresa was like, girl, what? She doesn't like to talk about sex. She was like, yeah, she doesn't like to talk. She was talking about like, she doesn't like to kiss a tail or something like that. Because, at the pajama party, they're going to be talking about sex and stuff like that. Ramona actually did pretty good. She was answering questions. I was like, yeah, because, she's the conservative whore. She does that. She plays that game. So I was really shocked that Ramona participated and answered the question. She wasn't the only one like not answering or participating. So Kyle is on her way to Kenya's room, and you could hear her like sobbing at first. At first, I was like, "What is that? Is somebody crying or laughing? What is that?" And it was Kenya crying. And of course, while she's on vacation enjoying herself, he needs to inject himself in that with some string pulling, right? With some manipulation, right? Telling her that he apologizes, that they couldn't work it out, and this and that. So she's crying like, he's the one who ruined this. I was a good wife. I did this. I did that. She was over there playing house too. She was over there. She no different than Danny Lay over there playing house with a nigga that does not respect you. You knew he didn't respect you. And if you ask Kenya, like in a real vulnerable, deep conversation, if she really thought that this person really loved her, like when she steps outside of herself and looks inside of the relationship, I would like to know if she really truly believes that Mark Daly loved her. Like, do you believe that? Like, do you? Because she's like, I was a good wife. She's like sobbing for real. No cameras in there. You could just hear them. And she was like, oh my God, Kenya, are you okay? And she was like, no, I'm not okay. And she's just crying and crying and crying. He caused me nothing but pain. So as they're talking, you know, Cynthia, she's walking down the hall, getting herself together for the little, pajama party. She walks in, and then Kyle goes, she has cameras with her. She walks in, you see Kenya crying, and she leaves the door open for the cameras. I was like, Cynthia, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Y'all just got finished talking about things seen on camera. Girl, what are you doing? I know you not. And then Cynthia, girl, I was like, okay. She's like, girl, it's like, she turns around, like Kenya turns around, she sees the camera. She was like, get the out. So the camera guy backs out of the room, and Cynthia closes the door. And then Kyle and Cynthia come out of the room. They leave Kenya alone. So Kyle's like, yeah, she was just crying and this and that. She's explaining. And then Cynthia fixes her cheekbones and says that Mark is a good person. It's just that him and Kenya are not good together. What? Bitch. Y'all know how I feel about Mark Daly. I was like, girl, what the fuck did you say? And you know how I feel about people who make space and give grace to someone who has abused somebody close to them. I don't play those games. You could ask my mother and father. I don't play those games. When you make space and apologize and say somebody's a good person, or you praying for them or any of that shit, I don't play those games. I don't play those games. You cannot be my friend. And that's what I asked on Twitter this morning. While y'all out here trying to make it seem like Kenya's such a bad friend because she didn't want to do the little stupid game on who's the prettiest and who's the smartest. What's worse, not supporting her in her game, or getting outside of her room and saying that the man who is causing your friend this much pain is a good person? Don't you, even if you thought it, bitch, you shouldn't say it. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Cynthia? Girl, you can't be that mad over a game that you would sit here on camera after talking about on camera, saying this man is a good person out of your mouth, girl. No, we're not playing those games, Cynthia. Mark just has a lot of blurred lines. Girl, no. I said, Cynthia, shut up. They're taking shots. They go downstairs. They're taking shots. Kenya comes downstairs. Everybody's having a good time. They're playing Twister and taking shots. Baby, then Michael, the concierge, honey, who has a band on his finger, Teresa was like, yeah, because I see your band while you over here flirting with Luann, basically. Oh, you're married? Oh, yeah, because I see your band. And he was like, yeah. Luann's been speaking French with this man, right? And she's like, it's so lovely to have him around because I'm getting a little rusty on my French. So it's fun to have him around. So he's been joining in with the festivities. That was bound to happen because the women are fun. They're flirty. He's attractive to some of them. And he's nice and he's helping them. And so it's like, he might as well join in with the party. Honey, it was his idea. He laid on the floor and put the shot glass in his mouth, and Luann straddled him. This is a married man, okay? Luann straddled him and went down and took the shot out of his mouth. And then she kissed him. Y'all notice she kissed him. She put her head down and she kissed him. I'm telling you, I am telling you, Michael, don't you get into a divorce. Don't you get a divorce over Luann for 7 days and 7 nights, okay? So then they play this game where they put this mouthpiece. You know, when you go to the dentist and they want to see all your teeth and they put that plastic thing and it like opens your mouth and all you can see is like just your teeth. It like pulls your lips back. So they were playing the game. They got to put this thing in their mouth. Man, I tell you, they were so drunk. You got to put the thing in your mouth and then you got to say something and then the people have to guess what you're trying to say. It was so funny. Everybody was a good sport. Everybody did it. Ramona did it. Kenya did it. Everybody had that damn thing in their mouth. Melissa is crazy. So then they talked about, they were having so much fun. Ramona ended up peeing her pants. She was always going running to the bathroom. You know she's 65, girl. Why you didn't have your depends on, girl? That's what, honey, let me tell you something. They're so nasty. I'm not going to even get into Ramona and Sonia and their peeing on themselves. Bitch, they be on themselves too. I don't even want to talk about it, okay? So Kyle, they start asking sex questions, right? Kyle tells this time that her and Mauricio had sex at a black tie event. And they were like, girl, how did you do it? She was like sitting at the table. I guess she pulled her dress up. And then Kenya was like, wait, but if it was black tie, how you had on a short dress? It was black tie. They were trying to figure out. So they ended up, so it was after dark after that, right? So they had a good time and everybody's getting ready to go to bed. Of course, Kyle is up and Kenya is up, right? So Kyle is talking to Mauricio on the phone and you can see his little face. Mauricio is so cute. And she was like, Kenya goes, honey, I know too much about you, honey. I know too much about you, Mauricio. I guess he was like, what you talking about? So she was like, did we have sex at a black tie event? He was like, yes, it's a true story. She was like, what? Then they showed them all in the confessional, just having a good time with them things in their mouth. They had such a good time. I love this show. But listen, let me tell you something. Y'all not going to sit up here and try to make Kenya a bad friend for not wanting to participate in a game that teenagers participate in, okay? These are women 65 to 40. We gonna sit around talking about who's the prettiest and everybody at this table done had work done. We all pretty, bitch. We not playing those games. And it's so funny because it showed me just real quick when Kenya was like, this is a different friend group. And it's like, so, I don't know. It's like you play games to be shady towards each other. And the other women are like, no, we don't want to play games being shady towards each other. We don't want to play games where you kind of objectify another woman by saying she's prettier than another woman. We're not playing those games. And y'all want to say she's a bad friend for not supporting. I mean, I guess she could have said like, girl, it's not that serious, right? But when you think about it, what kind of game is that for some middle-aged women? Honestly, seriously. You gonna play a game sitting around with your friends, 40 plus, talking about who's the prettiest? Girl, really? But then Cynthia stands outside of Kenya's room after she's sobbing because some narcissist is fucking with her while she's on vacation, and you want to say and fix your mouth and say he's a good person. No, we're not playing those games. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Have a wonderful Friday. Take care of each other. Peace.